Note 6.4, translations. So what is a translation? And I'm going to change this, this definition that I have in number 1 just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to change it to a translation moves, or I'm going to put underneath it shifts the same figure. Okay, it shifts the same figure. Okay, so it's a shifting. It's a left-right shift, then an up or down shift. Okay, so we have a left or a right shift movement, followed by an up or down shift. Okay, so that should look kind of familiar. That's an X movement and a Y movement. So let's see what happens. So if I have a translation that moves 8 units to the right, 8 units to the right, what happens to the X coordinate? So if I move my X coordinate 8 units to the right, that means I'm going plus 8. Think of a number line. If I go to the right on the number line, I'm adding 8. So if my translation just says I'm moving 8 units to the right, and that's all it's saying, then my Y coordinate stays the same because it didn't give me directions to do anything else. Just move 8 units to the right. So what if it says move 3 units to the left? 3 units to the left. So that left-right movement. So 3 units to the left would mean take your X coordinate and go to the left, so that would mean subtract 3. And that's all it says is move 3 units to the left. It didn't tell us anything up or down, so my Y coordinate would stay the same. What about if it said move 9 units up? 9 units up. Well, up or down movement means the Y coordinate is changed. 9 units up means take your Y coordinate. If we're going up, we're adding 9. Now it just says to move 9 units up. It doesn't say that there's any left or right movement, so we keep X the same. Well, what about this fourth one? Move 7 units down. 7 units down, so that up or down movement means we're affecting the Y. So down would mean subtract 7 from your Y value. But it just says move 7 units down. It didn't say any left or right movement, so the X would stay the same. So now let's put this into action a little bit here. And you'll see how things start to shift and move once we have this picture to look at. It says translate NFL with coordinates, and it lists all 3 of them out. 2 units to the right and 2 units down. So we've got 2 units to the right and 2 units down. So let's take it. We've already got NFL graphed for us. So let's start with N. Okay, let's start with point N right there. And it says move 2 units to the right. So if I start on N and go 2 units to the right, but then it says and 2 units down. 1, 2. Where's my new point? And I'm going to erase those little bumps there so they don't get in our way, but I wanted you to see exactly what I was doing. That is our N prime. So what is that point? It is 7, 2. Now let's do the same thing with F. So I'm right here on my picture in F, and I do the same thing. It says 2 units to the right and 2 units down, because we're moving this whole triangle 2 units to the right and 2 units down. We're just taking it a point at a time. So I go 2 units to the right, 1, 2, and go 2 down. That's my new point. There's F prime. So what are the coordinates of F prime? F prime is 5, negative 3. Now I got to finish it up. I've got to move L. So L is over here. And I've got to do the same exact thing to it. Because like I said, we're moving this whole triangle 2 units right and 2 units down. So I go 2 to the right and 2 down, and where do I end up? So that is my new point, and that is L prime. So what are the coordinates of L prime? 2, 0. And now I would connect my points. N, F, L, and then back up to N. Can you see how that triangle shifted to the right and then down? Okay. So that's all a translation is a shifting left or right or up or down. Okay. So it says 2 notations for left 5 and up 6. So now we got to talk about what the notation could look like. So my directions are left 5 and up 6. So you could say, if we're going left, that means we're taking our x value and we're subtracting 5. Left is subtracting. And up 6, up is a y movement, and we're going up, so we're adding 6. So that could be notation to represent a translation left 5, up 6. Or sometimes you may see a big capital T, and it'll do this, -5, 6. It'll have little parentheses with your direction. That means T for translate, left 5, and up 6. So what about if it said something like this? Right 2, down 11. So that right movement is always the x value. And if we're going to the right 2, right means add 2. The down movement means what you're doing to the y value, and you're going down 11. So down means subtract 11 from the y value. So what would that look like with our capital T notation that you might see it as? Big capital T for translation, and then just put the coordinates. 2, positive 2, negative 11. Okay. Now it says general form for a translation, so it could be any movement, a general form. So general form would say x plus some value, we'll call it h, comma, y plus some value, and we'll call it k. Okay, general means any movement, okay, any type of movement. So what would that look like? Big capital T, and then h, comma, k. So what I want you to do, okay, just like we've been doing in the other 2 videos, I want you to see if you can look up properties of translations and see what you can come up with to fill those in. All right, we're going to spend lots of time with the 6.4 translation problem set.